So you're starting a journey in Crow Castle and you dream of slaying these epic dragons, right? But unfortunately the legendary dragon still feels like a mountain too big for you to climb. So instead we are going to be taking a look at an early game dragon build. And when I say early game dragon, I mean the Sin dragon. Exactly, because the green, black and red dragon, those are really not that much worth of farming, worth of killing. Sure, you can kill them a couple of times if you want to. But you can also choose to completely ignore them and wait until you are strong enough to beat Sin the dragon and then start farming him for your basic set of items in this game. And the build today looks like this. Now this is basically just a baby version of the Legendary Dragon build. If you have been watching my videos on my channel previously, we have the same main damage dealers in here as well. Mad Giants are going to be doing most of the damage, followed by our leader Edward. They are both level 1000 in this build currently, and Dark Bowmaster and Sniper are both level 900. So these are the same units you are anyway leveling for your waving build, so we are just utilizing the same damage dealers in this build, so you don't have to level up any extra units in order to be able to beat dragons. So that's optimal for your progression through the game and your growth and your account growth. And also our castle is level 1000 in here as well. No one is wearing any items, just to show that you can completely skip the first dragons if you want to. Now you can probably get away with a little lower levels than what the units in here are and still be able to kill Sin. But I would say like at this level it starts to be like relatively like fast enough to justify farming Sin. If your kills are taking minutes to complete, then you are just essentially wasting time, because you're gonna wanna be able to kill the dragons fast enough so that you can get a lot of kills in per hour, because that means more items per hour. That's just more effective for you. So I would recommend to get units at this level and then start thinking about killing the dragon. The first 3 rows in the build are mandatory. You will want these units in here, and the final row, the bottom row in here, these are optional units. Now Blue Defender is here to increase our castle's defense and HP. He's not even that much leveled in this build because it's a really low level build. This just helps you to be able to survive the dragon attacks a little bit better. And Giant Ogre is here to help us with the ground monsters. If the ground monsters are pushing to your castle, you can knock them back and give you a little bit of more room to breathe, time to deal with them. And Sniper is here not to kill the dragon, but help us kill the ground monsters. So if you are already strong enough to beat the Sin fast and you don't really need the extra defense, you can drop Blue Defender. You can take someone else in here. You can take Dorothy, you can take Angels. They are here to just provide you more support for you against the ground units, really. You don't really need any other damage dealing heroes against the dragon itself. Now instead of Giant Ogre, if you don't want to use him, Dark Eyes Wizard works just as well. So you can just freeze the ground monsters and stop them from advancing to your castle. And same goes for Sniper. If you don't want to use Sniper, you can use Dorothy, for example, to help you clear with the ground monsters. So this bottom row is like optional. In the castle parts, our mandatory units are the physics base, the stone castle that boosts your physical type of units attack, and also the sealed castle that again reduces the damage you take from the dragon attacks. These are the ones you want, and the rest of these 2 slots you can fill with your highest level castle parts. Now I picked these 2 because I have been just mainly leveling the ballista on this account, just to help you kill the ground monsters maybe a little bit easier. They are not going to be the key factor in this build, but just pick the 2 highest levels you have. In the building section, we have the Hero Guild, Springwater and the Bar. And you can also use, instead of the Hero Guild, you can use the Uni Guild as well if you have purchased that one. We are not using any Town Archers in here. This account has not leveled them, just to show also that they are not needed in this game for the physical summon build. If you have them leveled, you can put them in there. They will deal some extra damage for you, that's for sure. As for Altar, we are using the Altar of Death to instantly be able to deal 20% of the dragon damage. It's gonna boost the kill time. Well, 20% damage instantly gone, that's gonna boost your kill time. Who would have thought? The tower section is basically just, again, to make sure the ground monsters don't storm you. We have the Frozen Tower, we have the Worm, and we have the mirrored defensive barracks, just to body block the enemies a little bit. They are not going to be doing damage to the boss itself, to the dragon itself, so These are just the options we have really left. We are not using any damage dealing towers. We are not spending any gold in upgrading any damage dealing towers. And the treasures are here. Now, whenever you kill dragons, you want to make sure you have the strange key to boost the drop rate of the highest grade item the dragon can drop. If you have not purchased this yet and you need help how to get enough crystals to buy this, I will link the crystal guide video down below. You can use that and be able to purchase this treasure. Otherwise, we have the power claw and the sharp arrow in here to boost your damage, boost your hero's damage and critical chance. And the last slot is used by Unicorn Shield to again reduce the dragon's damage a little bit. Now, again, if you are strong enough, you can kill the Sin fast enough, you don't need this defense, you can drop the shield and you can take in the Skull Ring instead to boost your summon units damage, to boost your Giants and Edward damage a little bit further. So that's gonna boost your kill time. But if you're still struggling to stay alive, then you are gonna be wanting to have the shield in here. And for the skill tree, just like with the Legendary Dragon build, we go down with the summon path. You can also opt to go with the physical path, in which case your skill tree will look exactly the same as in your waving build. And both of the options can work. You can try if the other one works for you better. But for this account, I found that the summon build works better. And the crucial part in here is these 3 skill nodes over here. So we definitely want this summon only once node, because it kind of makes our summons, our giants, immortal unless they die to the dragon fire damage. And also they will be able to deal increased damage that will also boost your kill time, help you kill the dragon easier. And then we have the other 2 here, just in case they do die, they will respawn, because you can't, with the summon only once, you can't resummon them by clicking the hero. They won't be resummoned that way, so you will have to pick this skill node so that they will be respawned after 5 seconds if they do die. And then we have also the leech node over here, so that they will steal some HP when they deal damage, so that they can heal themselves and avoid getting killed by the dragon. If they die, that will slow down your kill quite a lot. So these are really important trio this build. And if you have more points, then like in here we have 10 points. We have taken the sword node over here just to give us a little bit extra damage. Now, if you have more points than this one, I do recommend checking out the Legendary Dragon build video, because the build is gonna be the same. The skill tree is gonna be the same, you just have more points than what we have in here. But this is like the minimum you would want. Even these 2 are pretty much optional in here, these 2 bottom points over here. So let's go and kill ourselves a Sin. As we start, I will cast the altar to instantly deal that 20% damage, and then I will summon giants and other units so that they will start dealing damage to the boss. Like, I'm gonna wait until that stomp attacks goes, and then I'm just gonna summon sniper and slingers after that. Make sure they don't all get insta-killed and I don't die, because the enemies can storm before the slingers can respawn, etc. So you kind of want to time your usage of sniper and maybe giant ogre and even slingers in there. We got the highest tier drop from the first Sin we killed in this video. That's pretty nice. Flat damage and cold per hit, these are really not the most optimal lines. Flat damage can be useful in very early game. It will fall short quite fast, but like, none of the units are wearing any items yet, so I will put it on some hero to temporarily boost their damage until I get a better item. And the results are looking like this. Like I said, the Giants and Edward are doing most of the damage over here. They are both set to attack the boss, and also Dark Bowmaster doing a little bit damage to the boss as well. Sniper just helping a little bit with the crown. Okay, these levels are already quite high. I'm not really struggling a lot with the crown. I could also opt to take out the blue defender. And that's the build. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section. I will do my best to give you an answer. And check out the Legendary Dragon build video as well after this one. If you haven't already done so, I will also link it down below, because that's gonna be what you are aiming for as you have more points and higher level units. I will see you next time, my friends. Stay safe. Laku out.